Hi, and welcome to Stories That Shape Us. My name is Joanna Daniel. So, we're continuing the conversation around abandonment. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. For those who are watching on YouTube, please don't forget to like and to share the video, to comment as well so that other people get to see it, to share it with people who you know would benefit, and to, if you haven't subscribed, to subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. Today, I'm talking about how to face abandonment, not face meaning how to make yourself acknowledge, come to accept, for want of a better word, just the ways that it's impacted you in your life. Because I believe that awareness is a wonderful place to be. That's the place where change can start. When we are aware that this is the story that has shaped my life, when we know that the story around abandonment has shaped so much of my life, then we can begin to make changes and we can heal and we can grow. And so if we don't face it, we can't heal from it. So if we don't allow ourselves to run away, then we will know. We want to know it. We want to know it. We want to know everything about ourselves. As much as can be revealed, we want to know it. We're not going to be afraid of it. We're going to learn with support how to deal with it so that we can move on from it. I remember one time when I just got married, we just got married, and with my dear husband, everything was, connected to scripture, everything. He's since not done that. So, but we were going through this thing. I was going through this thing, and he says to me, he says, "Hun," that he says he was praying, those prayers that you don't agree with. He says, God's gonna be with you in the pit the way he was with Daniel. I was mad. Like, I don't even want to be in this pit. So I don't want God to be in the pit with me because I don't want to be in the pit. So don't pray like that, please. So kind of like that, when I'm saying to come to grips with abandonment, to know that this is the story. This is the story. My defining story is this, and it has abandonment all over it. So without us being aware of that, we can't heal from it and we can't grow. And more than anything, what we want at Wounds to Scars is that we want you to know, we want you to have the tools so that you can heal, so that you can move on. So how do you allow yourself to deal with this sting of abandonment? Because it stings. It stings because it hurts, because it speaks to the core of us. When we are left, when we're abandoned, when we're rejected, it speaks to the core of us. So it really stings. So I said, allow yourself to to feel for yourself, to cry on your behalf, to come in, to connect with the feeling, whatever it is, on your behalf. Don't allow yourself to push it down, to ignore it, to cover it with anything, whatever it is. We're going to be with it. And if you've ever come to any one of my conferences or retreats, workshops, anything, one of my thing I like us to do is to sit with it. We want to sit with all of the feelings, because when we learn how to sit with all of the feelings, then we know what they are, we know where they are in our bodies, and we know the coping strategies to apply to them. And these are some of the keys to free you. But you may live, some people live being afraid of it. And so we don't allow ourselves to be with it. Okay, so we want to feel and cry on your behalf. We want to know the ways that it's impacted, and we want to live and work with the reality of it. So how was it impacted? You may never have had a safe relationship your whole life. You may never have had friendships that are close, that are connected, that are loving, caring spaces. You may not know what that feels like to have that. Maybe those are some of the ways that it showed up in your life. You may be in relationships right now that you feel like you're being abandoned over and over and over again. It happens in friendships, in romantic relationships, at work, interpersonal relationships, at church. There's spiritual abandonment, there's financial abandonment, coupled, of course, with abuse. It happens. And we want to know how it happens. Sometimes for some of us, it happens in our earlier life, and it's still happening today. I believe that when we can allow ourselves to be fully with that, you might not be able to be fully with it on your own. You might need the support of someone. You might need to attend a group. You might need to go to therapy. You might need to do it with a friend who is empathetic and understanding and safe. But however you do it, please, after listening to this today, I want you to sit with your journal and think about what are the ways, what's the defining story for me, the defining abandonment story. I want you to put you in a circle, me, and just draw sticks leading off the circle to see how that story has impacted you. What are the things I need to face as a result of my abandonment story? Where is it showing up? How is it recreating in my other relationships? And maybe, like Joseph, you want to sit and have a good cry for yourself. Don't be afraid of it. Sometimes we feel like if I cry, then I won't stop. It's going to overwhelm me and it's going to be too much. Crying is an excellent way to release stress, pent up emotions, free you, relax you. It can feel cleansing, you know? It can feel cleansing to cry. So allow yourself to do that so that you can be free, so that you can move to the next place. So that's one really crucially important way to deal with to deal with abandonment rather, is to face it, to be with it, to acknowledge it, to hold it, look it in the face, look at what it's doing so that you can learn the tools to deal with the impact of abandonment on your life. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Stories That Shape Us. I hope you'll join me on the next story.